Hey guys, hello and welcome to another video. My name is Vincent and I'm here trying to break the record of most films seen in a cinema in 1 year. Today marks day 140 and I'm at 298 films seen this far. This week has been pretty good again, mostly because of the old films I got to see. I got to see very good Italian old films, like for instance Il Posto by Ermanno Olmi, or Handsome but Poor, or Poor but Handsome by Dino Risi, Poveri ma Belli. If I recall, it's a great comedy about two best friends who fight over a woman, and it's just hilarious. But also, I got to see Martin Scorsese's After Hours, which was also a great deal of fun. A film that illustrates perfectly the saying, whatever can happen will happen, and in this instance is that everything bad that can happen just happens to a guy that is in New York at night and just wants to go home in the end, but everything just goes downhill and he's unable to get home because of all the shit that is happening to him. It's unbelievably entertaining and just a great deal of fun. But the most important thing that happened this week is that I got to see a film in 4DX. Now, what is 4DX? 4DX is there's only one theater in France currently that has 4DX. It's the Pathé La Villette, and it's a screening where you sit in a seat that is actually moving, and it's like almost like you're on a roller coaster, and you have water that is sprayed in your face, wind, and even smells, and you just are moving around watching the film. Of course, you have to watch the right film that lends itself to it, and since there's only one theater, usually it's the big blockbusters that go through that screening. And I got to see in that configuration Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets by Luc Besson. Now, this film is very important because it is the most expensive French film of all time, with a budget at nobody really knows, but it's about 185 million euros. Just to give you an example, is that the average cost of a French film today is 6.5 million euros, something like that. So you can imagine that another film that is 185 million euros is just insane. So of course it needs to do well, but unfortunately, it's doing very well in France currently, and in Germany it did pretty okay as well, I think. But in the United States, unfortunately, it did not do good didn't do well at all. Its opening weekend was 17%. It's at a bit over 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, and after seeing that film, the thing is that I can understand why it's not very successful in the United States. Like I've said before, I don't like talking bad about films, especially because directors and people that are involved in films, and Luc Besson is the perfect example, because those people want to make a good film. And Luc Besson is the perfect example because he was very passionate about the source material, which is a comic book of the same name, either Valerian, maybe it's even called the same name, and I don't know the comic itself. But he grew up with this comic. People that wrote this grew up with it and wanted to do it justice and make sure that it translates to the screen and that it is entertaining and that you just like the characters. And unfortunately, in my case, I do not have many positive things to say, except that it is very beautifully shot. The world building is magnificent. The special effects that are put into this, you feel the 185 millions, and it was worth it visually. And even when I was in the seat, it was entertaining. If it had been a bit better or a bit more to my liking, unfortunately it wasn't. So I started the evening with that film, and then I watched Wish Upon, a horror film that I don't like horror movies, but I didn't enjoy that film, even though whether I like horror movies or not, I did not enjoy this film, because usually, even though I don't like watching horror movies, I like the stories behind them, the mythology and all that, and I'm always interested. It's just that I don't like being jump scared or something like that. And so this evening sucked, even though there was a 4DX screening, which was a great deal of fun. But I wished I had done a double feature, Baby Driver and Dunkirk, which would have been amazing. So if you have to watch a film this week, either go watch Dunkirk or Baby Driver, and maybe even War for the Planets of the Apes. I don't know, I'm going to see that this Friday, and I'll tell you more about this next week. So thanks for watching, and Salut.